Hey there, welcome to the Healthy Vibes Podcast. I'm Kelly Renato, and thanks so much for joining me today, where I just try to share a quick bit of encouragement, and I just want to make you think this week. I want you to think about your choices, your perspective, and find the courage to make the choices you want to make. And this week, I want to talk about what we can control. And a lot of life is out of our control. And there are some specific things that are in our control. And this really can affect and change our days, our life, and make such a difference if you really think about spending your time and energy on what you can control. And time, I talk about it a lot, but time is absolutely the most valuable thing that we only have a certain amount of. And we truly get to choose how we spend our time. And yes, there are things we have to do that maybe we don't like. But that's when I say you can choose your attitude about it, your perspective, how you approach it. There's always going to be stuff we don't want to do. But we get to choose how we handle it, how we react to it. How do we look at it? Do we find the good in it? Do we find gratitude for being here and being able to do things? So a lot of what I share, and I just want to be clear, it's interesting. The more people you reach, the more responses you get. And I so appreciate the encouragement and the people that say, something I've said resonated with them, helped them. But all that I share are my experiences. And these experiences are things that have made a difference in my life, a huge difference. I know can make a difference in your life, things that have helped me change my life, but I am not claiming to be an expert on any of these things. It's just experiences. And honestly, I love people's experiences and when they share something that's made a difference in their life, because that's really where it's at. When someone else has felt a difference or a change or whatever results they are. And so I just want to clarify that. I'm sharing things that have helped me, and I hope they can help you. And I've mostly learned that the smallest of shifts, choices, and habits are what make a difference in our life. Consistently making certain shifts, habits, choices makes such a difference. And I want to share that. I feel that all of the things I've done in my life, I like to share what works. I love to share goodness with others, encouragement with others. If someone's looking for a vacuum, I want to share that I love my vacuum. If someone's looking for a good recipe and I just found a new chicken recipe, I want to share it. That's just who I am, and I like to share it. And I want to help others. I really do. And that's where I come from. And so when I say what's in my control, I know that I will live my best days by knowing that there's certain things in my control, or certain things in my control and certain things out of my control. And those things that are out of my control, I've learned to let them go. And what I said recently on a video was let it be. Certain things, you just let it be. And similar meanings, but let it be really helped me with situations that I felt like I could keep going back and forth, or keep talking about something, or keep trying to fix something. And it wasn't just letting it go and letting God have it, but it was just letting it be the way it is and being okay with it. And some of the responses I got were super funny to me, because there are so many things that are in our control and out of our control. And I think that's the biggest factor in being able to let something go. And letting it be, leaving something the way it is, knowing you've done all you can. So what's in my control? My effort is in my control. What I do, my actions I take, my choices, my habits, my perspective on a situation. Definitely my attitude, how I respond, how I react, and how I spend my time. What I choose to spend my time on is all in my control. And these are huge for me, because when I get in a grouchy place or don't want to do something, and recently there's been a few choices I made and I didn't like the outcome, And I had to be mad at myself because I chose. It was my choice. And I learned from it. I was like, you know what? I'm not choosing that again. And many times when I have a bad attitude or I'm grouchy about something, I know I'm choosing it. Yeah, it might be an irritating situation. It might not be what I was hoping for. I might be overwhelmed, stressed out, whatever it is, but I get to choose what I do next. And that is what I've learned. Do I always make the best choice? No, but I've gotten a lot better over the years. My percentage is getting a lot better. But yeah, I still mess up. The choices I just recently said were bad choices. And it was a stupid choice, but it was something I could have chose different. And I learned from it. I won't do it again. And when it comes to my attitude, this is the one I still work on a lot. And yeah, I probably on my podcast and my words, I'm encouraging and I have a good attitude. And overall in my life, I do. But we all fall into that trap of the day going bad, someone doing something you didn't want to. Maybe you're just tired. Maybe, you had a day of doing a lot of the things that aren't the most fun in life. Like we all have it. But when my attitude gets that way, I really, really have tried to work on what helps me turn it around, because I know my attitude is my choice. And when I have a bad attitude, it affects everyone around me. So sometimes when you have a grouchy household, it came from you. So let's be honest with ourselves. How we respond, our tone matters. Our face when they look at us, how we start the conversation. And I'm honest with myself that I know a lot of times I can be in a better place when I get busy, when I have a lot on my mind. Sometimes I'm just very quick to try and get this done, get that done, want someone to do something the way I was hoping. And I just need to be a little more easygoing, a little more gentle, have a better attitude. And sometimes I just have to sit with myself in gratitude and prayer to shift whatever's going on in my head. And I've learned that I can do it. So today, I want you to think about whatever is bothering you, whatever you're not letting go, whatever you're having a hard time just leaving and let it be. What do you have control over in the situation? What is it that you can control that you're not? And what can't you control? This is the other big thing in life. The things that are out of our control, definitely other people's choices. We don't get to control what other people do, what they think of us, what they say to us, how they respond to us. None of that is in our control. So I've gotten a lot better at letting that go. I used to let some of that stuff get to me, but really, like, even the closest of people in my life, if they don't like my choices, if they don't, whatever it is they say that it used to make me feel a certain way, and maybe it still tries to make me feel a certain way, I've gotten a lot better at letting it go. Even the people I love the most, I can't control what they think, how they respond, what they say to me, any of that. But I've learned that I get to choose and I can control how they make me feel. Because even when someone makes me feel bad, guilty, frustrated, whatever it is they make me feel, it might sting a little bit for a second, but I've gotten a lot better at moving through that as well, because I know I'm going to disappoint people. In order to live my best life and put my family first and God first, and sometimes myself to take care of myself, I'm going to disappoint people. I am. And I'm going to disappoint people that I love very much. But I know my heart is in the right place. I know what I can control and I can't. And there's some days I can't do all the things that I would like to do for others, because whether it's my peace of mind, my sanity, my family, God, whatever it is, my health that I'm putting first, I'm going to disappoint someone. So if I feel guilty, I'm choosing it. If I feel bad or I'm stewing it, I'm choosing it. All of that's in my choices. It's in my control. Whether I say yes or no, if someone tries to make me feel bad or guilty, and so I say yes because of it, I chose it. That's my own fault. It's not their fault. Just because they're, maybe they want me to do something and they don't realize I'm feeling guilty. It's my fault, my choice. And it's in my control if I decide to feel guilty and say yes. So I get to say yes or no. I get to choose how I spend my time. And it might sound selfish to some, but I promise if you haven't started choosing your yeses and nos based on what matters most, you got to keep what matters most front and center in your life. And for me, it's God, my family. And then when it goes to me, it's my health, my peace of mind. It's not just, I don't put myself first just to do whatever I want to do. I put myself first when it matters to my health, my sanity, my peace of mind, and how much time I have to give to the other things that I put first, God and my family. And it's a lot, God and my family. Like, I feel like that takes a lot of my time first, and then taking care of myself. So when I think about examples of getting in situations of choosing what we control or what we can't control and learning how to let things be or let things go, I think of when I get involved or when I'm with a group of people, and they could be people that I love and enjoy being around, and it goes to unnecessary drama, gossip, constantly replaying a story over and over and over and over again. This is where I know that I can control and walk away, change the subject, not feed into it. And yeah, I've messed up on this a lot in my life, but I've learned over the years that that's not where I want to spend my time. And even just in my own life, not being around people, not being able to move on from something that's happened or retelling a story or whatever, I'm a lot better with myself in that. And yeah, sometimes it's easy to go down that road when you're starting to explain why you're frustrated or, feeling away to my spouse. And sometimes I'm like, never mind. You don't want to hear this story either. Let's move on. Don't even spend time on that. Spend time with your spouse talking about the good things, the important things, and sometimes not the fun things, but you have to do it for, being responsible. Other examples of what you can control and not fall into, rude people, ugliness on the road. And I know this is easy because when someone's rude or ugly or, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's easy to want to get back at them, want to tell them what you think. The other day, my daughter, who is a new permit driver, with me along for the ride, we were trying to park at a very busy place, and someone was leaving, so she put her blinker on and was waiting to go in the spot. You probably know exactly what I'm going to tell you. And we were waiting patiently, and she had her blinker on. And of course, a car that was coming from the other direction decided when that car came out to cut her off and pull into the spot. And I laugh because you know what you want to do, right? You want to tell the person that it was our turn. It was our spot. You're being rude. And it was hard, but I was like, drive away. That's not our spot. Let's find another spot. There's nothing that's going to come out of telling that person. And boy, did she want to tell that person because it was the first time that it happened to her. Those of us that have been around a while, we've had a lot of people steal our spots. But we moved on from that and we made it a joke. We laughed and, we said the things we wanted to say, but we laughed about it and moved on. And we got a bunch more steps in because we had to park about 5,000 more miles away, and that was good for us. So, but I knew what we could control there. And I said our attitude, but I think it's worth bringing up one more time that if you got a bad attitude about something, if you're grouchy about something, if you think it's what someone else did to give you that attitude, if you think it's someone else that made you grouchy and have a bad attitude, you're highly mistaken. Your bad attitude is your bad attitude. It's your choice. It's in your control. And it's all of us. Don't let someone else give you a bad attitude. You get to choose your attitude. And there's nothing wrong with not getting mad, grouchy, upset when someone upsets you. You don't have to. I promise. Give it to God, let it be, and don't spend one more minute on that rude person, dramatic person, ugly person that treated you bad. When I say ugly person, I mean their personality or how they treated you as ugly. Let's just be clear on that. So many times in my life, I've spent way too much time and energy on some of these because I can be pretty feisty, and those that know me close know. And I'm not saying I think it's good to be feisty. I think you got to have some spunk, but I don't think you should spend wasted time on other people that are rude, things that are drama that is unnecessary. Let it be. Don't respond to, like I said, the responses on my Let It Be video. Some I deleted, some I made fun with, but just ridiculousness. I call it nonsense. And unless you're going to laugh and get some laugh out of it, because I love to laugh and that's super healthy, move on. Let's just move on from it. Know what you can control this week. Do all that you can in any situation. Do it all. Work like it all is dependent on you, but pray like it's all dependent on God. I love that quote. Own it, do all you can, but then when you get to the point where there's nothing else you can do, let it go, let it be, and leave it to God. Focus on what you can control this week. And I want you to stop spending time on things that are out of your control and not productive. So your challenge this week is to practice letting go, moving on, and letting things be that are out of your control after you've done everything you can that's in your control. So I hope this makes you think. I hope it's encouraged you for a good week. I appreciate you listening. Please, please, please share this with someone you think that would enjoy it, benefit from it. Please share it. I'd like to reach more people, and I would love a review. I got some responses last week, and it made my day, of people that were enjoying some podcasts. So leave me a review or reach out to me and tell me. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for listening and spending your time with me because I know it is valuable. Take care.